Hi everyone, my name is Masila and I'm the founder and CEO of Jasiri Network. And today I have two of my great friends, and we are going to have a few conversational topics, more so as we discuss the upcoming Jasiri Network Summit in Nairobi, which I'm really excited about. But we'll talk about it later. So just as a roundup of our introductions, before we get into it, I'll start with JC. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Jeicy Joyce. I am a customer experience manager and I work in the tech industry and I live in London.
Yeah, amazing. Where are you from?
Oh, dear. I'm originally from Tanzania,
Tanzania, where?
Arusha. So I'm a Maasai girl.
Ooh. Yeah, thank you.
And hi everyone, my name is Samantha Samali Nakirya. I'm a Ugandan-born English person. That's wrong. I'm Ugandan-born. I'm originally from Uganda.
Yeah. Where in
I'm
Uganda?
in Kampala.
Okay.
In Kampala. Both my parents are from there. And then I moved here when I was really young.
Yeah.
And my job, I do ESG for corporate companies.
What is ESG?
So ESG is environmental social governance. That's a way for corporate companies to give back to the communities that they work in.
Perfect. And where are you based in the UK?
So yeah, I live in Southeast London, Peckham.
Amazing, amazing. I don't think I actually mentioned where I stay and where I'm from.
Nice.
Yes. So I'm from, where I'm from, but I stay in London, East London. And I'm from Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya.
East
Yeah.
African girl.
You know what? We're in East Africa.
Yeah, so we have Kenya, we have Uganda, we have Tanzania. You know, clearly the East African forehead. But yeah, that's us. And I have a couple of rapid fire questions. So first one, what are your hobbies outside of work? I'll start with Samali.
So I really love exercising.
Okay.
So I do running clubs.
Me
I
too.
do spin. I love being with my nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
Best time. And yeah, going out for restaurants, music. I'm always at a show. That's my thing.
Fika.
Yes. So, yeah, my brother opened up a restaurant in Peckham. It's small plates,
Yes.
African and Caribbean inspired dishes.
Yes.
It opened up earlier this year, so I'm usually there working from home at the restaurant.
Amazing. I mean, you guys have to go if you're in
It's
London.
lovely.
JC.
This is where I will confess that my life is really boring.
That's not
no,
true.
that's
That's
not
not true. Okay.
So what I do for fun, I enjoy swimming. So I picked up swimming
Yes,
3
you
years
do,
ago.
you do,
So I
that's
love to
true.
swim. You can't get me out of the pool, but I also like content creation.
Yeah.
But the editing side of it.
Yeah.
So good at it as well.
That's
Fall in
true.
love with it.
She's the reason why we're actually here.
Yes.
She's always on my case about Nancy. You need to give us something for Jasiri Network. What have you done this week? You've not posted. I'm like, girl, give me time.
I
Just
love it.
relax.
I enjoy it.
And your visions.
Yeah.
Incredible work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job. Myself, well, I love running. I'm not in a running club. I used to be in the wax running team. So
How is it?
I used to work in consulting. I'm actually 20 days out of that. So yeah, that's crazy. But I used to be in the running team. I love running. Am I good at running?
No, neither.
But I love it. I picked it up in during COVID, and then I kind of just it stayed.
Yeah.
And
But you've run the half marathon.
Last year was my first time running a half marathon. And I did a half marathon this year, and I'm already signed up for the next one next year. And I
go,
do
girl.
it to raise money for
Can
charity.
I do it with you?
Of course.
Can we do it for
the
just-
Hackney one?
Oh, yes. I'm there with you.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
there.
Next year, you
Next
should
year.
join us too as well.
Well, not me, guys. Yeah, I'm not a
Come
runner.
cheer us on.
I will.
She'll come for the brunch. That's what
Yes.
some of my friends do. They come, they kind of just cheer, they donate, and then they follow us for brunch.
Perfect.
Cool. Another quick question. If you could bring one thing from your home country to the UK, what would it be? JC.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would bring, in a perfect world, I'll bring the weather.
Oh, that's
Tanzania has, it's a tropical country, so
Yeah.
the weather is phenomenal throughout the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just sunny. If I could bring that sunshine
Yeah,
here,
yeah, yeah.
I would carry it, pack it in a suitcase.
Yes.
Bring it with me. That's all.
Unfair. That's the same answer I had. But it's fine. It's fine. So just the weather?
So the weather and also the sense of community and hospitality. I feel like not only just Tanzania, East Africa in general, that's ingrained within us.
Yes.
So if we could bring that here,
Yes.
because it does get a bit lonely here, a bit depressing.
Yeah.
So just a piece of home.
That's
that would be,
true.
Yeah,
That's
that would
true.
be lovely.
That's true. I have been to Dar es Salaam in 2017, and I think the Tanzanians are really kind
We're
and
so
very
warm.
hospitable.
Lovely.
I had such a
you.
lovely time,
Yeah.
and everyone just kind of figured out I was Kenyan because of my accent. So they call it the Nairobi accent, like
Yeah.
shag.
Yeah.
So and they were so excited to talk to me in like they were like, oh no, tuongeleshe hiyo Kiswahili yenyu ya shag, and I'm like, okay. So that was really fun. What about you? What would you bring from Uganda?
Great question.
But you've been here for quite a while, so I feel like this is home.
It is home, but it's a different type of home. I think I have two homes.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Okay.
One thing I would love to bring from Uganda here, apart from the food and the natural resources,
Yes.
I think it's just the relaxedness that they have there.
Yes.
Like
There's a
they're
way of
not
that.
stressed.
Yeah.
It's like, don't panic. I'll get there and I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, what are we doing? When we
Hakuna
going?
Matata.
And they're like, no
Chill.
worries.
Like, you know, we'll get there when we get there.
We get there when we get there. And I feel like that's one thing that is not here in London.
Okay.
It's just too...
Yeah.
It's so fast paced.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so I normally say like London is like Nairobi on steroids.
It is.
Like it's like everything moves so fast
quickly.
and so quick. It's crazy. Well, what if we ask you the same question but the other way around? What would you take from the UK to Uganda? Yeah.
That's a great question. I guess I would say, apart from like my family and friends here, I would say just some of the organization that we have here and how systems work, the schools, the hospital. I feel like that would be really, if Uganda had that, perfect place in the world, best place in the world.
I agree. Like you can register a company in the UK under 15 minutes and you don't need any professional to help you.
Yeah.
All the help is on the government website. Like
And it's legit, it works.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I agree. Okay. Cool. Well,
What about you? What would you
I
bring?
know. What would I bring? So you actually took my answer. I wanted to say the weather because I feel like every time I'm missing home, I'm thinking of like the blue skies, clear skies, and lovely weather. Of course, the food. I love also the nature, outdoors. Of course, my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be around the same answers. The lovely weather, the great food, the hospitable nature of people. I think it would be great.
Yeah.
Cool. Another question. So I think I'll go this to Jeicy. What was your first week, month, year like when you moved to the UK? And when did you move to the UK? Because I think it's around...
Dear,
Yeah.
taking me back memory lane.
Yes. When did you move?
So I moved here in 2013, around September time, because that's when uni starts here.
Yes.
And wow, it was exciting. I wasn't homesick because it wasn't my first time out of Tanzania, living away from home. So I wasn't really homesick.
Where's your first time?
So I lived in Malaysia for some time.
Okay.
Then I relocated to the UK.
What were you doing in Malaysia?
I was studying.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's always been studying for me. Yeah, what was the following up question?
What was your first week, month, year like when you moved to the UK?
Oh,
Take us back.
oh my days. So I lived with it was students. So it was fun. You're away from home.
Yeah.
You're free.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of don't do this, kids, but it was a lot of drinking, which I don't.
Back in the day.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
Not anymore.
We don't do that anymore. So it was fun, but also
Okay.
it was challenging. Just trying to get into the pace. We spoke about how it is a very fast-paced place here. So there was the pace. Navigating transport system, that was hard. I got lost so many times.
And you came here by yourself?
I did.
Wow.
You were so young. How young were you?
I was, geez, now you guys are gonna know how old I am. Oh,
You look
I was,
amazing.
I was
But
20.
aging is a blessing.
It
It's a
is. Yeah, I was
beautiful thing.
20. So I came, I dropped at Heathrow Airport. One of my good friends picked me up.
That is so
Big up
nice.
Collins.
Oh, nice.
But then I just had a blast throughout. What uni?
Fantastic. Samali, how was it like your first week, month? Yeah, but I know you came when you were really
Yeah.
young. How young were you?
So I moved here when I was like 5.
Okay.
So I don't have a clear memory.
Yeah.
But obviously it was a big transition. My mum
Yeah.
my mum was born here, so she was already here. We came with all my siblings.
Mm.
First week I just felt like I miss food. I missed the food, but I couldn't
Yeah.
describe it
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I couldn't
yeah.
understand it.
Yeah.
But it was fine. Like I settled in really quickly, went to school, made friends, but it always felt like something was missing. So
True.
that's how I describe my childhood here. Something was missing, but I couldn't put my finger
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's true. Well, for me, I remember it because it's so vivid because I moved here in 2019. So it's actually 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 5 years. It was 5 years on the 25th of September.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so whenever somebody asks me the question, I normally tell them the way I landed at Heathrow is how you'd have, back home, you have this like big bus stations from like the countryside
Yeah.
coming into the city.
Yes.
So if from Kenya, imagine Nairobi country bus. The way somebody comes from the countryside and then arrives in Nairobi and then kind of like just comes out of the bus and just looking around, everything is so big and everything is moving so fast. So I arrived at Heathrow. I mean, it was 2019, so you kind of have an idea of like
What
how
it
the world
was,
is.
yeah.
Like I even knew where to go Heathrow because YouTube and stuff. But it doesn't give you the scale of just the magnitude.
Yeah, of what you're gonna
of-
face.
Exactly. And everything was moving so fast, and everyone was speaking so
Yeah.
fast. And I'm like, wait, I know English. What is
Slow
everyone
down.
saying? Like, slow down. Let me just catch my breath.
Yes.
But it was really good. And I remember the first time I got on the DLR. The DLR is it's a self-driving.
It is. It's a
self-driving train.
Yes.
And so the day I was going, a friend of mine from the workplace, a Kenyan, took me. And the train normally it has 2 tracks, right?
Yes.
So one going and one coming.
Yeah.
So the train that was supposed to come where the platform we were on is supposed to come from the right. But because it was rush hour morning, they were deploying more trains so that people are able to kind of move
get to
fast.
work, yeah.
So then the train was coming from that other side, but it was on the other track. So it switched tracks. I lost it. And everyone rushed to get onto the trains. And I'm like, are you mad?
Yeah.
Have you not seen what I've seen? So there was a lot of like surprises.
Yeah.
I used to get lost in Canary Wharf all the time.
I still do.
It is.
Yeah,
I still do.
she just got lost.
I got lost
right?
today.
I used to get lost all
Yeah.
the time. So I would schedule in time to get lost
Oh,
in Canary
bless
Wharf
you.
Oh,
while going to the
wow.
office.
Yeah. Well, Google Maps doesn't even work there.
It doesn't work there, yeah. Oh,
I
well,
think,
it's
I
a
think
struggle.
Canary Wharf, they need to sit down and figure out the Google
I think they do it on
Google
purpose
Maps
now.
on there because people get lost all the time. And then winter came and Christmas came.
Oh dear.
And I didn't go home because I was like, I just came in
Yeah.
September. Like,
yeah.
why would I be going? Worst mistake. I think if you arrive here, you need to go home
Back.
for
Yeah,
the holidays.
the holidays is
And that's something
family,
people don't
yeah.
tell you. Because it was so different for me. It was so lonely, even though I had friends around me.
Yeah.
Because things shut down, the trains shut down, the buses shut down, everything shut down when you're supposed to be home. So if
Yeah.
you didn't make plans for Christmas,
You're by yourself.
you're by yourself.
yeah.
So you're supposed to make plans with your
Before.
friends and travel before.
Yeah, people leave
Unless
London.
you're driving.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's long-winded for me to say my first few months were crazy. But even harder was, I think after 3 months, I started feeling homesick.
Okay.
And I even had such a hard time. I checked myself with the therapist because the workplace again had an in-house therapist because I was feeling so overwhelmed with everything and work was also not going that well. I think I was struggling
With the
finding my
adjustments, yeah.
And I was wondering why, because 3 years in consulting, I know this thing, like I know the work.
You know the job.
I remember going in, and it's so cliche, but I cried because I think the therapist asked me, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And I cried, and I think out of everything, what kind of stayed with me on that session was, I wasn't sure I made the right decision. So that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then after 3 months, COVID happened.
Yeah.
My
my
months in my
gosh.
first year was crazy.
So lockdown
So
straight
I
away.
could talk about it, but yeah. And I thought, let's
That's
go to
a
the next
crazy
question.
time to have moved here.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine.
It was crazy.
Oh wow.
But look at your resilience.
I know.
Look at you.
It's incredible.
Look at you
I'm
now.
here now with my friends running Jasiri network.
Amen.
Okay, cool. The next question: how do you stay connected to your roots while living abroad? Who wants to go first?
Oh, wow.
Well, I would say it's been so lovely. I think since I became friends with Jeicy, she's
Yeah.
opened up to like all of her network, and now I know you.
Yes.
And we had a lovely trip where we went back to Tanzania, and she showed
Yes.
me her home,
Yeah.
and so now I built this whole community of like East Africans that I didn't know before. So I
You
think
also went to Kenya.
yeah, I've been to Kenya. I love
Yeah.
Kenya. I'll be there for the summit.
Yes.
And yeah, so I think it's just building those networks, making those friendships, and just building like so many new experiences, like whether it's going out for Kenyan food or going to travel together
Yeah.
or doing things like this. I think it's a
Yeah.
great way for me to stay connected to my roots.
Yeah.
Apart from that, obviously my family's in Uganda, so I go back often. I
Yeah.
love the food. I like the music. I love the joy that it brings me when I'm around my people, when you can speak the
Yeah.
same language,
Yes.
we know the songs, and it's
Yes.
just,
Yeah.
it fills my heart with so much joy. So
Yeah.
it's just got such a special place for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeicy.
What keeps me close to my roots in London? Anyone who knows Jeicy knows that I love music. My Spotify wrap up is always
Yeah.
Tanzanian bongo flavor,
Yeah.
Tanzanian gospel,
Diamond Platinum.
Diamond Platinum.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's music, but also
Oh, actually, I remember that's how I met you because we were at the Sauti Soul concert.
Oh, yes, that was the first
Yeah,
time.
Sauti Soul. So
You're
anything
always
music.
dragging me to Sauti Soul concerts.
There
Even
is-
though Sauti Soul is Kenya, like I love Sauti Soul.
I love music. What
And
can I
I'll be
say?
there, but I'm not like a concert kind of
Person.
person. So JC drags me.
Ah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, most definitely I will again. He'll be here in November. So yeah, so I'll drag you again. But yeah, so apart from that, I love cooking.
Yeah.
So I'll make chapatis, I'll make pilau,
Yeah.
just a taste of home in my kitchen.
Yes.
That's how I stay connected, just using the
Amazing.
spices and stuff.
Amazing. Well, for me, I feel like I'm quite Kenyan. Like I go home every year. Like I just came here 5 years ago.
You still go.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm as Kenyan as they come. So, okay, let's see. I don't know, maybe this is the last question. Yes.
Okay.
For the quick fire round. Okay, so best travel destination for your country. Ooh, and a twist. For your country and for Kenya. Why? Because we're having the Nairobi Summit in Kenya.
Oh.
So if people come around, where else should they go to? We'll start with you because you've been there recently.
I have. I was there in June. It was my second time in Kenya. It's one of
Wow.
my favorite places. I
Before
wanna
we start,
move
let's go
there.
to Uganda first.
Well, yeah, I'm ready. When you guys are ready, I'm
Yes,
taking you.
yes.
I'm ready to show you Uganda.
So where should we visit when we
Yeah,
visit?
in Uganda.
in Uganda, when should you visit?
Where? When?
Where,
Yes.
when? Well, I think it's always nice to go like times like December because you get so many different Ugandans or people from across the world, and it's just always nice to see their world and see them experience Uganda. I would say that my favorite place in Uganda and the one place you have to go to if you're going there is Ginger. So it's it's where the source of the Nile is. It's got like the lakes, you could do water activities, it's got such beautiful landmarks, the food, the people, and it's just like a little haven,
Yeah.
like in Uganda. And it's like, I want to say like maybe 2 hours from Kampala. So you could do it in a day, but I definitely recommend staying there for the weekend.
Okay.
And you won't regret it.
Okay.
It has something for everyone, whether you like music and food and partying or you just want something quiet and chilled. Ginger's the perfect location for that, so do not miss
Amazing.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I haven't been to Uganda. Imagine.
Now this is a shame.
I know. But
I am
have
taking
to.
you. I'm inviting you now. I'm
thank
taking you.
Yes. And what about Kenya? Because you've been there.
Yes, I've been to Kenya. I haven't seen enough of it,
Okay.
but I've been into Nairobi and I've been to Malindi.
Yes.
Malindi is gorgeous. I'll be there for December, and I'm gonna finally do Diani.
Yes.
And I love Kenya. I feel like they have just embraced me. I now even wear like the bracelet.
Yes,
I'm
you have the Kenyan passport. We call it a Kenyan passport, you know.
So the Kenyans have adopted me. I feel
Yes.
like an honorary
Yes.
Kenyan, and I had the most amazing time. Most amazing people. They like welcome you. They take you under their wings.
Yeah.
They share everything with you. Their homes, their hearts, their
Yeah.
food,
Yeah.
everything. So
Wow.
Kenya is incredible.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I know.
I
Oh,
know.
gosh.
Like, am I still one of them, you know?
Yeah.
Jeicy.
Oh,
in Tanzania.
where to visit in Tanzania? Well, Tanzania is blessed. You know,
Very
where
blessed.
not to
Yeah,
visit
that's
is the
true.
question.
Yeah.
But I would recommend Arusha. So you'd go see the Serengeti, the Ngorongoro crater, climb Mount Kilimanjaro, which is in Tanzania, guys. But also Zanzibar, then unwind in Zanzibar by the sea, by the ocean. So yeah.
Yes.
But in Kenya, I'd go with Diani.
You know, the thing is, I've never been to Zanzibar. So
You
the time I was in
haven't?
Tanzania, I was in Dar es Salaam. I was meant
it's
to
a
cross over.
motorway.
I was meant to cross over, but just, I think time thing
Yeah,
was
it
just,
can be a bit long.
I'll go back again. And I think I'll go back to Zanzibar.
You should.
Yeah.
You should.
Okay.
I think are we planning a trip across East Africa
I
right
think
now?
we are.
A
I
road
think
trip.
we are.
A road trip would do. A road trip would be
Okay.
amazing. But yeah, in Kenya, Diani, that's just because I like
Yes.
the ocean.
Yes.
So-
Yeah. Okay, awesome. For me, in Kenya, I would say like every time I tell people I'm in Kenya when I'm in the UK or when I'm on my travels, I normally tell them they have to do like a safari in Kenya because that's what we're really famous for. And then like a coastal holiday as well. Like we have the North Coast, South Coast, you know, the Diani, Malindi, Lamu. I haven't been to Lamu.
I want to go to Lamu. I've
I haven't
heard.
been to go to Lamu, but I think Lamu is a great place and there's a Lamu festival. So with the safaris, we have lots of parks, even from the city center in Nairobi. So you can go to like the Nairobi National Park,
yeah.
the Giraffe
Yeah.
Center, the Rhino Rescue.
The
there are
Giraffe
lots-
Center is so famous on TikTok.
I know it's so pretty.
Yes,
It's
so
so
pretty.
pretty. I actually had a friend of mine in London, but she's from Trinidad and Tobago, visiting Nairobi last in August, and she was so happy being at the Nairobi National, Park. She was so emotional. She cried when she saw the giraffes.
It's incredible.
yeah.
She came up close and just
Yeah.
fed the giraffes. And, I think when you're in Africa, when you're in Kenya, when you're in Tanzania, Uganda, you take some of these things for granted.
Yeah, you
Sure.
do.
When
Yeah.
other people are just seeing them, like the
In a
animals
zoo.
in a zoo
Yeah.
or on TV. But we get to be,
Yeah.
And
That's normal for us.
yeah.
just every
so the
day.
parks
Yeah.
like the Amboseli, Tsavo, Masai Mara, which we've claimed from Tanzania. But if you love the wildebeest migration, Masai Mara is beautiful. It starts in Serengeti
Yeah, it
and
starts
then
in
comes to
Serengeti.
Masai Mara.
Okay.
Another thing, I've never been to Masai Mara.
Oh dear, the advocacy, and she has
to
not
all
been
the
there.
other parks apart from Masai Mara, but I have to go. But yeah, and another place in Tanzania, I would say go everywhere if you can.
You should. It's a very
So
big
what
country.
I did in my trip to Tanzania in 2017 was I took a bus, which was crazy because it takes around. Is it
I've
13
taken a bus from
hours
Tanzania to Nairobi.
From Nairobi all the way to Dar es
Yeah,
Salaam.
yeah.
And it was the best decision I've made. because
Really?
The buses are so comfortable because
Very.
they're coaches.
Yeah.
They're more comfortable than
The planes.
Than the planes.
Or the
you know?
trains.
Yeah. So I took a
Ooh.
bus from Nairobi. It starts very early. And when you're getting the bus, get the most luxurious one. Don't go cheap on the buses. I went cheap on the bus. I shouldn't have. But I feel like it was still comfortable. So
Yeah.
that's the funny
Yeah.
thing. It was still comfortable, but the luxurious one was like just a
Not a
little
lot
more
difference,
expensive.
yeah.
But the seats were so comfortable. And you get to see the different parts of like Tanzania all the way. You interact with people because you do stopovers, you do lunch, you do like refreshments. And I loved every single bit. And I got to see so many different parts of Tanzania, because you guys have such beautiful
Landscapes,
landscapes.
We do.
The hills, the
do.
mountains, the forest.
There's
it's
a lot.
so stunning. Because when you think of Tanzania, just think of like Dar es Salaam and Zanzibar.
Yeah. Now there's other regions in Tanzania.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's so
Massive.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, I
It
loved
is.
it.
It
I
is.
had such an amazing
Guys,
time.
visit Tanzania.
And then
just saying.
I ended up in Dar es Salaam
Yes.
because I was visiting my friends. It was stunning. I
Yeah.
loved it. Yeah.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yes. So that was the quick fire round.
Okay,
And we are done. So
Let's
on
go.
to other fun stuff.